not tough. Welcome to this Executive Cabinet meeting. First item of business, any apologies for absence?
Bad apologies from Councillor Wilson, Chair.
Thank you. The next item is minutes of meeting for last meeting on the 23rd of February. Does somebody want to propose those? Thank you. And seconded by Alistair Morwood. All those in favour, please show. Great stuff. Have we got any declarations of interest? Have we got any public questions?
None received, Chair.
Good stuff, thank you, Nina. The first item then of substantive business is Councillor Howarth, the permission to consult on the revised private sector housing assistance policy. Over to you, Terry.
Thank you. The papers I'm presenting are requesting a decision from Executive Cabinet to enter consultation on changes affecting grants that we offer to householders. Those householders that qualify who are homeowners or private tenants or tenants of housing associations. We're primarily concerned with disability facilities grants, otherwise known as DFG, and we currently receive just short of 900,000 per annum from the government. The DFG is a means-tested grant for capital home adaptations, essentially changes to property, not for maintenance. There are exemptions to the means test in this area. Those that receive income support, income-related job seekers allowance, income-based employment support, guaranteed pension credit, housing benefit, working tax credit or child tax credit below 18,000, and surely if anyone is in receipt of council tax support, then they wouldn't have to do a means test. The following types of work are eligible. Making the building or dwelling safe, facilitating access to and from the building, access to or providing a bedroom, access to the principal family room, provision of a room containing bath or shower, provision of a room containing a WC, provision of a room with a hand basin facilitating the use of such a facility, facilitation, preparation of food, cooking of food, facilitating the use of power, light or heat, and facilitating access to or from the garden, making it safe. The government presented further guidance in 2022. This is the document here from the Department of Levelling Up and Communities. I don't intend to go over the 90 or so pages. I'm going to, sorry about that. What I'm going to do is focus on the changes proposed by our officers. If we actually look through the papers provided, on page 16, the first one concerning the existing policy regarding the DFG, up to 10,000 can be added to the statutory maximum DFG award, 30,000 per application. This is discretionary. That is now actually being increased to 20,000 under the proposals. We will be adding all of these changes to the Charley Borough Council Housing Strategy, which was written in 2019 and takes us to 2024. And it's important that we actually include these changes because there is a discretionary element to the DFG. And for us to be able to access that provision, we need to have it in an agreed housing policy. On to page 17. It's intended that we employ an occupational therapist which is key to the smooth transition of this work. And also, application forms are going to be available online. This is in addition to the printed application forms that we use at the moment. On to page 18, under the discretionary facility, we're going to look at providing a hospital discharge grant up to 3,000. This does not exist in current policy. Next, we intend to produce a dementia grant. That's up to 2,000. That does not exist in the current policy. We will have an affordable warmth assistance grant. That doesn't exist at the moment. This will be to provide boiler servicing and associated assistance, enabling qualifying residents to achieve affordable warmth, and that will be up to £200. And over to page 19. I've mentioned this earlier, but it's going to be introduced, or it's planned to introduce, that council tax support will be a qualifying benefit. And also, the final one I'm going to mention is the conversion of the DFG application into a CAG referral. That's the Chorley Adaptation Grant, which I'll provide information with as we pass along. What I'm going to do now is just provide you with an overview of the different types of grant that are likely to be available under this 900,000 provision. There's the mandatory DFG grant, that's up to 30,000. Additional DFG, where it's required, often for additional property adaptations, that's going to go to a maximum of 20,000 from the existing 10,000. Hospital discharge grant, 3,000. Dementia grant, 2,000. Handy person possible grant. The definition of this is rather fluid. The definition is that it's work that will be normally done as a do-it-yourself, but where the person is unable to do this, then we will provide assistance. Affordable warmth assistance and minor aids and adaptations. What I wish to spend just a little more time on is the Chorley Adaptation Grant. This was actually introduced. It's full cost, but it's only for a single item, not a mixture of items that often takes place when, say, bathrooms are put in and the additional access, even the building of an additional room to provide a facility. This will be just one item, and it does provide us with a lot of flexibility, whereby if people don't qualify for one reason or another for the DFG, then under the new proposals, we'll be able to transfer them into a Chorley Adaptation Grant and make life much better for them. I'll give you examples of the Chorley Adaptation Grant, which could be, for example, a stair lift, through floor lift, ceiling track hoist, wash, dry WCs, bathroom adaptations, and hospital discharge cases. So, in conclusion, the support we provide in these areas is some of the best work that this council does, simply because the completed work increases the quality of life for a significant group of people. So may I commend the changes that we've made towards and move towards consultation on this matter, please.
Thank you, Terry. That was a very detailed report, so thank you very much for that. And personally, obviously, we know that the DFG work and the wider work that we do in Chorley is very high performing. We do an awful lot of it, and it's great that we do because it's very badly needed to keep people, particularly out of hospital and out of other care facilities, welcome, particularly the occupational therapy support, because that is a blocker for people getting this work done quite often. And the Chorley grant is again, the fact that it's discretionary is a benefit to me when considered to the standard DFG, which you have to do means testing and what have you. So I think there's a number of things there and the new initiatives that you've done to link to the new policy. So I welcome most of those proposals personally. Is there any other questions or comments from members present or members online? Anybody's got? Councillor Morwood?
Just one. Absolutely commend everything that's in this report, but as you've already mentioned, especially the occupational therapist, which is, extremely useful. But are we confident we can actually find an occupational therapist? I got the impression that we're quite, few and far between. Not, as I say, I'm not against it, but are we sure we can actually
We
find
can
one?
try, and I've
Yeah.
got great confidence in the officers.
I confirm that.
Very adept and good fleet-footedness there, Terry. But yes, you're right. If we've got the money to pay for one, we'll try and find one. And yeah, it's a competitive market, like many specialists at the moment. But we need to be out there in that marketplace, because otherwise, if we can have all the money we like on grants, if we haven't got the assessments to base it on, we need, it doesn't flow through, does it? So we need to be doing that. Any other comments or questions? In that case, Terry's made the recommendations in paragraphs 3 and 4. Is anybody happy to second those? Thank you, Bev. All those in favour, please show. That's carried. Right, at a remarkably early stage of the meeting, we have to move to exclude the public and press, because everything else is of a confidential nature in terms of commercially sensitive. Nothing more than that, really, I don't think, on any other papers. So I'll propose that. Somebody happy to second that? Okay, Alistair, all those in favour, show, please.